Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to draw the Lincoln sparrow. It's an open country bird. It often breeds at higher elevations over vast stretches of Alaska and Canada, but also the United States, in some of the northern Tire states, and in the west, as far south as Arizona and Canada. So they're everywhere. Arizona and California. They winter mainly along the United States West Coast and Southwest, as well as locally in the southern states. They prefer dense shrub cover. They often inhabit boggy sites with dense vegetation. It's also found in aspen or cottonwood groves. They forage mostly on the ground for seeds and insects. So I wanted to read you the lyrics of this song because it relates to the sparrow. It says, I sing because I'm happy, I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. So that's part of the lyrics of a song, and this is what the sparrow sounds like. Isn't that cute?
Yep.
Okay, everybody give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay. We're going to need pastels, a drawing pencil, and paper. You can use anything to color with. I'm using pastels. Colored pencils or crayons will also work. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start up here with a big curve that comes down.
Kind of hard.
And then we're going to do another big curve that comes out this way. And then we're going to do one more, but it's not going to be so big. It's going to go like this. Okay, so now we're going to come back here and do the tail. So it's going to come way out like
Baron?
this. Yes?
Could you pause for a minute and hold that up? Because we had to move inside because our internet wasn't working.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so after we come out with the tail, oops, hold on. There we go. We're going to curve back around and then kind of come in.
If you hold it close after every step, that helps them.
Okay, now we're going to come back up here and do the beak. So it's just going to be a little curve out. And then back like that. And then to connect it, we're going to start by doing a line out and then a curve line up. So it just goes up and then curve. And then we're going to do, like always, a line down the middle to divide the top from the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to come back under the beak and we're going to do a big curve that comes out and then kind of curves back in at the end. And then we're going to bring that line down like this and just do a big curve. And it's going to come all the way to right here, but then we're going to stop.
Started out with a flat body.
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to curve back like this to the tail. And then we're going to, yeah,
Can you pause for a second?
sure. Okay, so now we're going to come back to the tail, and we're going to bring the tail in a little more, like this. Okay, and now we're going to do the wing. So right here where we ended the bump, we're going to bring a big curve around, and it's going to go all the way. It's going to touch that line where the tail came in, and then it's going to go up to this curve right here before the tail. Okay, so for the eye, we're just going to do a little oval up here like this. And then a small one around it, like that. Okay, now I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to do a line down, and then a zigzag line back up. And that's for the base of one of the feet.
Move that closer.
Yeah. Okay, so for the feet, they're pretty simple, and they're also pink. So we're going to do 2 lines down, like this. Out of that zigzag line. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing for the other side, but it's not going to come down as long. So just come out of the belly with 2 lines. Okay, now we're going to come up for the head, and we're going to come out of the eye with a curved line. And then I'm going to hold it here for a second because it's tricky. And then we're going to go out, and then back into that part where we started. So it's like a skinny triangle. And now we're going to do a circle line, so that we're just doing a bunch of circles like that. So just do a bunch of circles right next to each other that comes all the way down, but don't connect to that triangle, leave a little space. And then we're just going to connect to the triangle with a straight line. And then we're also going to come up here for the eye and do longer circles to go down. So just like longer stretched circles, more like ovals that go down and they're connected. Okay, we're gonna come back to the feet.
Hold it up again.
Sure.
Thank you.
So down here for the feet, I'm just going to do a curve that goes out and then a little curve at the end. And then I'm going to do the same thing back here. And then I'm going to curve the end and bring it back, but only halfway. So I'm going to curve the end and bring it back right there. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the other side and bring it back to the middle. Then we're going to do another toe. So it's going to start here. It's going to go out with a curve at the end. And then we're going to curve that and bring it back around to the back foot. And then we're going to do one more little toe on the other side, so it just goes up and then a little bump down. Okay, so we're going to repeat those same steps.
Can you hold that up one more time?
Yeah. So I'm just doing a few
Thank you.
curves out. Okay, so now we're going to repeat that same thing. We're going to curve out and around, but only bring it back halfway. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side, but when I bring it back, it's going to go to the middle. Then I'm going to do that other toe that comes out and curves around to the back toe. And then that one last toe that goes up and back. And then out of all those toes, we're just going to do little points for the claws. Like that. Okay, so we're done with the main shape. Now we're going to do the feather lines inside the wing. So we're going to start at this bump we did back here, and we're going to do a big line that comes over here.
Or did you do that?
Can you hold it up a little closer? Yeah,
After each.
a bit closer. Okay. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
There, you did.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to do a line that goes from there to the front of the wing. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here and do a line that starts here, and it's going to go out like this. So it's just going to start in the middle and go up. And then we're going to start here on the wing.
You're holding it up.
And then we're going to do a bumpy line that goes all the way, and it connects to that straight line that we made. And then out of each of those bumps, we're going to bring a line that goes up like this. We're going to repeat that all the way for little feather lines. Okay, so now we're going to come down here and we're going to, we've done this before in other lessons. Start here and go over, but then we're going to curve in. So it goes out and then in, out, in, and we're going to repeat that all the way to the end of the wing, but we're going to leave some space down here. And then in that space, we're going to do a bunch of straight lines right next to each other all the way across. Okay, now for the tail, we're going to do that same thing. Just bring a bunch of lines.
Wait, can you hold it up closer one more time?
Sure. Okay, so now for this section right here, we're going to do a line down to divide it. And then we're going to do a bunch of lines next to each other again.
Where do we put the lines on?
In there.
Hey Baron, can you show me the tail for a minute? Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to divide the space down here that's going to be yellow. So we're going to do a curve that comes out and then it curves into the belly right here.
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
Okay, so hold on just a second. Somebody is delivering a package.
Thank you.
Can you hold it up?
Yeah.
Hold it up. Thank you.
Okay, sorry if you heard a little noise. Delivery man just came and dropped off a package. Okay, so it's almost time to color it. We're going to come up here on the head or on the beak and do a line that goes all the way across from the beak to the back of the head. And then we're going to do another one and it's going to go into the eye and then out of the back of it. Okay, so I think we're ready to color it. There's just one last step.
Can you hold it up one more time? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Don't get his garbage.
Good.
What?
Because his isn't good.
Okay, so for that last step, we're going to come out of that triangle shape we made and then a bumpy line down.
Wait, where did he do that? Thank you.
Okay, so we're ready to color it. We're going to start with, it's like a yellowish brown. So we're going to color the whole tail section with that yellowish brown.
Even on top of the lines?
Yes, on top of the lines. Okay, and then we're also going to bring it back to the part where we did all the lines next to each other. And so just this big section too. So all that. And then we're going to get our drawing pencil and come up here to these spots. And we're going to come down and curve in on the stripe. And then we're going to repeat that on each of the stripes. And it's going to look like that. So we're going back to getting our dark brown. And we're going to color those little sections that we just drew. So all of those sections like that.
Oh, what color is it again? Okay.
Okay, so we're going to get our yellow brown again. And
Wait, Baron,
yes,
what were we supposed to do with our coloring pencil?
do little sections on the wing right here. Just little bumps and then color with the dark brown.
Okay, thank you.
And then we're going to go back with our yellow brown and fill in those spots around the brown. So around here, like this, and then this little section at the end. So just color all of that. Okay, so I'm going to get like a tan color. It's like a light tan, but it's not like a peach color. It's like a light brown. And we're going to lightly shade in on this wing part with that light brown color.
Like this?
Yeah, well, maybe a little lighter than that. It's like this. Can y'all see that okay? Yes, that's perfect. That might be the same color I'm using.
Okay.
And then we're going to go back over with the yellow brown, lightly shade.
It kind of looks like a yellow brown, actually.
Yeah, it does. And then back over with the one that's more yellow. It's kind of like a yellow ochre. Okay, so now we're going to get our dark brown again. And we're going to do a bunch of spots on that section. So just a bunch of dark brown spots. And then with our drawing pencil, we're going to go on the neck and we're going to do a bump on the neck, and that part is going to stay white.
Hold on, I'm a little behind.
Okay.
Fun. Looking good.
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to get a bright yellow and we're going to lightly shade in all of this section right here, but not that little white patch that we just made. So just lightly shade with the bright yellow.
Like this?
Yes. Okay, and then we're going to go back over with white. and it should smooth it all out and make it look like a cream color. Okay, so now we're going to get our dark brown again. We're going to do some spots on the chest, but they're more like stripes. So they're like long spots. So just do those all over. And when you get up here, do a little bit more bunched together. So they're kind of like little stripes. And then we're also going to come down on the white belly a little bit with those spots. Okay, now we're going to get our yellowish brown again. And we're going to come and color these stripes. But it's not super dark. It's kind of like you're shading. Just do this section right here. And then we're going to go back through with our black and retrace very thickly those lines. So it looks like stripes. Like that. And then we're also going to get our lightish brown again, kind of like the tan color, and make
Hold it up.
a little darker in here. So just come with your light brown and make it a little bit darker on the yellow in here. Okay, now we're going to go up and do the head. So we're going to start with a reddish brown, and we're going to do that stripe that goes above the eye. And then we're going to get our black and do stripes inside that. So on the sides of that reddish brown stripe, we're going to do stripes of black.
It looks like there's a little bit of purple in there.
Yeah, it's the reddish brown with the black. It makes it a little bit purple looking. Okay, so we're going to go in with a black colored pencil or a pen or a black pen. And we're going to color the inside the eye, but we're going to leave a little white spot. And then we're going to get our reddish brown again. And
What did you just do?
I went in with in the eye with a black colored pencil or a black marker. And then I'm going to go with my reddish brown and go in that triangle that comes out of the eye, and also that dotted pattern that goes under. And then going to get the yellow brown again and do a little zigzag line.
What did we do last?
I did the reddish brown stripes here and here. And then I'm getting the yellowish brown and doing a little zigzag pattern in there. And then back with the tan, the light brown all over.
Or did you do the red at the other place?
Here and here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're getting closer to being done. We're going to get our gray, and go in and do all the white spots that were around the head and also the top of the head. So all of that space. Then I'm going to get the yellow brown one last time and go on the beak and do a little bit, and then get the light brown and go and fill in the rest. So the beak is a mixture of the yellowish brown and the light brown. Then we're going to get the gray and come down here on the belly and shade, and on the little leg parts down here, and then back with the white. So with that gray, just lightly shade and then go back with the white to smooth it all out. Okay, now we're going to get our black and do little spots, a little row of spots in here, in this little area. And then we're going to get the light brown and go all over on top of it, but not in that little section. So leave that stripe white with the spots and then color light brown all above it. Okay, so now the last step is we're going to do the feet, and the feet are pink. So we're going to just start with a very light pink, and we're going to lightly shade on all of that. So just lightly shade all over the feet with that light pink. And then we're going to go back with white and smooth all that out. It's kind of like a cotton candy color.
Like this?
Yes, that's perfect. So just lightly shade all on the feet and then go back with white. Okay, then very last.
Black.
What?
Do we color the toenails black?
Yes, that's the next step. So if you're using pastels, I would recommend using a pen or a colored pencil. So just do all those toenails. Then you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna get a brown and just kind of shade the ground around the feet to make it look like he's not floating in the air. Okay, it looks complicated, but step by step, it's pretty simple. Okay, so